and welcome to the program Talk Sport on Global Television. I am Samuel Odi. Many thanks for joining us on today's edition of the program as we get set to, or we're set rather, to talk sports, giving you big stories. Real Madrid have unveiled or made a list of those that will be playing in the World Club Cup, which will be starting this weekend and will be running all through to the month of July. Chelsea also unveils numbers and also names of players that will be featuring after not being able to have a sign-up, any players signed that would join the team in playing in the World Cup. Okay, and then moving on, Nigeria faces Uganda in a test after Malawi win that happened, and also they came out victorious in the T20I tournament currently ongoing in Rwanda. And also we'll be talking basketball as game 3 of the NBA playoffs have been played early hours of this morning, and Indiana Pacers took the lead to 116 to 107 to go up 2-1 in the best of 7 series. Still currently as I speak to you, Abuja City League is ongoing at the National Stadium, and it has been a morning of lots and lots of action. Transfer windows have been totally shut for the World Club Cup that will be coming up this weekend, and next week rather, we'll be having a whole lot of actions are starting back to back from this weekend, locally and internationally as well. So we'll be going on a quick break, and when we return back we get right into the conversation. Stay with us.
That global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world.
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
many thanks for staying with us, and happy Independence Day to you sitting at home, and happy Independence Day to Nigeria. We've been enjoying and celebrating a hit-free democratic governance for the past 6 years, and we're just marking another day and also celebrating. So now, away from democracy, let's get into the conversation of the day. Let's talk sports as we start from the home front as always, where Nigeria are getting set to face Uganda after tests of Malawi win. Nigeria senior female cricket team, the female yellow and green, will be up against Uganda in their final group game match of 2025 T20 tournament in Rwanda as they hope to secure a semi-final spot. The female yellow greens move up to the fourth on Tuesday following a comprehensive 46-run win over Malawi at the Gahanga International Cricket Stadium A. Needing a win to move into the semi-final spot, Nigerian batters posted a challenging total of 170 runs for 10 wickets in 19.3 overs before their blowers stiffed Malawi's chance in the second innings. Malawi won the toss and elected to bowl first, sending the likes of Omashen Ekung, who scored 19 runs from 21 balls, and Lilian Ude, who remained unbeaten with a crucial 21 runs off the 16 balls, and player of the match, Amosun Kehinde, also chipped in with 16 runs. So looking at all of those angles now, these ladies started off their campaign very, very slow, losing their first two matches and then coming back from behind, and now they are fighting and contending for a semi-final spot. That shows the Nigerian spirit, that shows how hungry these ladies are. Remember back in 2024 at the All African Games in Ghana, that was the first time the female yellow and greens were out in the competitive tournament, and they did make Nigeria proud, going for the first time and also coming back with a medal. Though we didn't get the gold medal as expected, nor silver, but they did come back with bronze medals. And we're saying at Uganda, all with the current T20 tournament going on, we're cheering and hoping for an amazing result of the feature that will be playing between Uganda and the senior female yellow and green of the Nigerian side. Moving on, no show for Nigerian athletes at Oslo Diamond League. There will be no Nigerian athletes present when the 6th installment of the 2025 Diamond League makes its schedule stop in the city of Oslo, Norway, which will be today. The event, which will hold at the Brace Stadium in Oslo, will see a stellar lineup of track and field stars as they continue preparation ahead of World Athletic Championships. Moving on, championship set to hold in Tokyo, Japan in September. There will be as many as 9 Olympic champs from the Paris 24 Games who will compete in the several disciplines and even of the elite actions. We'll be coming back to have more conversation around this line. Do stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, many thanks for joining us. We sincerely apologize for that quick technical break. Nigeria's queen of hurdle, Toby Amosun, will be a notable absentee as the women's 100 meters hurdle is not included among the lineup for the discipline in the Oslo Games, same as Chukwuebuka Ichukwere, who will not be present at the men's shot put event, will not be conducted in the Brest game. Also recently found joy during the fourth stop of the Diamond League in Rabat, Morocco, where she stormed to victory in her favored 100 meters wrestle, setting a new meet record as the season's best of 12.45 seconds ahead of Dutch women Nadia Vasia and Paris Swaziska of Poland, who finished second in their respective campaigns. Ekechikwere also featured at Rabat's leg of Diamond League, finishing seventh with a narrow of 21.38 meters, and he took part in the fifth instrument held in Rome, Italy last week, where he placed 8th with a throw of 21.31 meters. As the Oslo Diamond League draws close in a few hours, American Rhea Benjamin, Norway's Karen Womptom, and Brazil's Alison Dias Santos, who are currently Olympic medalists in the men's 400 meters hurdle event, will face off for the first time since the epic final of last year in a special 300 meters hurdle race at the games. Another event to look out for is the men's pole vault, where world record holder and reigning Olympic champion Ahmad Modu of Sweden will lead the stars and also compete in this competition. We don't know if it's because of the just concluded election of the AFN. That's the reason why we don't have any Nigerian present at this competition. So it's just challenging and it's worrisome at this stage, given the fact that in September we have a world championship that will be coming up in October. Now all of these other games are actually avenues for these athletes, Nigerian athletes, to get themselves ready and prepare ahead and get their momentums right, and get their fitness right ahead of the championship that will be coming up in Tokyo. But now we don't have any athletes that is going to be representing in any of the discipline, which is not actually encouraging, and things need to be done positively in those lights. Moving away from that, Nigeria are ready to host African Fencing Championship, says the NFF. The Nigerian Fencing Federation has reaffirmed its readiness to host the 23rd African Fencing Championship, set to take place in Lagos from June the 25th to the 29th, 2025. Nigeria hosting marks the fourth time the event will be held in sub-Saharan Africa, following previous edition in Senegal, which was in 2002, 2009, and 2019. Speaking at the media conference on Tuesday at the Lagos Fencing Club, President of the Nigerian Fencing Federation, Adeyinka Samuel, expressed excitement and pride over the upcoming event. The tournament will take place at Charterhouse, Lagos, the venue which hosted Nigeria's first Fencing World Cup last year. So the Chief Operating Officer of Charterhouse, Lagos, Angela, also expressed optimism about the event and the school's ongoing partnership with Lagos Fencing fencing agencies. So looking at this now, okay, this other part of sport, as Shehu Dikoto said, the Commissioner of Sport says grassroots is actually very key. Now we're seeing all of these competitions coming back. Now we need to have stability in the sporting department of this country, like talking about the NFF, Athletic Federation, and CMBBF. All of those federations, Volleyball Federation and the rest of them, need to have everything in place that would bring competitions like this down to Nigeria. And also when that happens, it contributes to the GDP and the growth. So there's a lot sports can actually do and take away some athletes, take away from youth, a reasonable percentage of youth off the street, and the government won't have to be bothering so much with creating jobs when there are activities, more activities that can take away youth from the current challenges that they're facing. So looking at all of this now is a very good avenue for fencing and also a good avenue for the growth of Nigeria. Of the NPFL, Nigerian Premier Football League, talking about Anas Yusuf bags 3.6 million for 18 goals, talking about the highest goal scorer in the NPFL. And West Africa's leading specialist chemicals and Oil Field Solution Company will honor Anas Yusuf of Nasarawa United with the prestigious Enshell Boot Award after he emerged top striker top scorer in the 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier Football League season with 18 goals. The award ceremony will take place on Friday at the Radisson View Hotel, Jari Ikeja, Lagos, where Yusuf will be presented with a 3.6 million cash prize calculated at 200,000 naira per goal, a hallmark of Enshell Boot Award structure. Now, in its 7th year, the Enshell Boot Award has become one of the most coveted accolades in Nigerian football, shining the spotlight on league's top strikers and reinforcing corporate support for domestic talents. So, congratulations to Anas Yusuf for always being available to score goals for his team, despite the fact that Nasarawa United didn't get the results they expected for the 2024-2025 season based on where they finished on the log table. I think they are going to do much better come next season. And individually, Anas Yusuf is enjoying and smiling on the team. So moving on, Flying Eagles head coach vows to improve attack. You all can agree with me that the under-20 squad are finding really difficult to be clinical when they come in the front of goal, and we saw that in the just concluded under-20 African Cup of Nations that was played in Egypt. Yes, though we qualified for the World Cup, that's talking about the Flying Eagles, but still the results that they went for wasn't what they got. The coach had this to say. Flying Eagles coach Aliyu Zubairu has promised to revolve the team's attacking deficiency ahead of this year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup, which will be held in Chile from September the 27th to October the 19th. Zubairu led the team to the third place finish at the 2025 Under-20 AFCON in Egypt, where they scored just 4 goals from open play. The highest scoring game was during a 2-2 draw against Kenya as they regroup for World Cup in Chile. The coach, who has just quit his job with MPFL side Academy Warriors, admits that the Flying Eagles attack needs briefing up, and also the Flying Eagles have been drawn in Group F of the 2025 Under-20 World Cup alongside Colombia, Norway and Saudi Arabia. So looking at this now and these angles, basically we saw what happened. Like, they had opportunities to advance to the finals, talking about the Flying Eagles, but they were not so clinical. And then the decisive match for them to have advanced is when they played Kenya, because they had lots of opportunities to score and put the bet to rest in the first 45 minutes, but that didn't happen. They scored, Kenya scored, and then they even came back from behind to get a leveler. So looking at all of this now, a whole lot of work needs to be done, both from the defensive end, the midfield, and also the attack. When he frowned, talking about Aliyu Zubairu now, he frowned at the performance of the Flying Eagles and said he was going to overhaul the entire squad. So overhauling the entire squad is not the whole essence. Okay, you can't just bring fresh legs and then take them straight into the World Cup, without having experience of or having teammates that have been in similar positions before on the world stage, on the grand stage. So if you have the mix-up of a couple of new players and then a couple of old players, having those mixed together and those that are within the age frame, I think the Flying Eagles will be able to do better and advance further in the competition. So we will see how all of that will pan out as they are all getting themselves set for this prestigious World Cup competitions, where giants and the next generation of football stars will be born. Moving on, as we continue having conversations around sport, now let's talk transfer quickly, as Chelsea and Michael Megan's pursuit back to current goalkeepers. Report says Chelsea Football Club has reportedly pulled out of the negotiations to sign AC Milan goalkeeper Mike Michigan, with the deal collapsing over a violation dispute. The Premier League side on Tuesday were unwilling to meet Milan's asking price, which reportedly include a premium tie to upcoming Club World Cup. Chelsea target as Club World Cup tax. The breakdown in the talks means Chelsea will not secure the French international signature ahead of the global tournament, which is set to begin this weekend. Instead, the club is placing its faith in the current goalkeeping roster, where Romano noted that Chelsea maintain full trust in Sanchez, and the talented Mike would just remain in AC Milan based on valuation concerns. So having this role and looking at this concerns now, I think it's going to be a big deal. Chelsea didn't get to sign any player, and then they've laid off a couple of players ahead of this competition, Club World Cup, that is coming up. So how will they be able to manage now because of the challenges that we saw Chelsea face during the regular seasons, but they still fought to won the Europa Conference League and also still finished in top 5. So how will they be able to continue and then have these massive games that they have to play and not having good, defensive line and also having a very clinical midfielder? That's a very big problem, and I'm still shocked that Chelsea couldn't sign one player before this transfer windows closed. So moving away from that, I hope Chelsea, find her way and, do amazingly well in this competition, because it's just concerning for Chelsea fans now as we speak. Moving away from that and talking still transfers, Borussia Dortmund signs Jude Bellingham from Sunderland on a £33 million contract, which will be lasting for 5 years. Borussia Dortmund has signed English midfielder Jude Bellingham, the younger brother of Jude Bellingham, from Sunderland until 2030, 5 years after bringing older brother Jude Bellingham to the club. Dortmund announced the signing of the final day of the Club World Cup transfer windows. The England under-21 international put pen to paper on Friday on a 5-year deal, with the 8-time German champions. He says in his word, Dortmund said in a statement, and Dortmund reportedly paid a fee of around 33 million euros and approximately 37 million dollars, with 5 million additional euros in additional bonuses to secure the midfield services, the most club has paid up front for a player in a long while. So looking at these angles now, Jude Bellingham was there, very crucial, helped won trophies for Borussia Dortmund. Now his younger brother, 5 years down the line, still in Borussia Dortmund. Now he got signed from Sunderland for on a 5-year deal. We saw the trajectory of Jude Bellingham, how he was from Dortmund and then moved straight into Real Madrid, and he's picking up the pieces and finding his footing there. And now we've seen his younger brother Jude Bellingham in Borussia Dortmund still. We will see what next will happen and what the future holds for him on the squad of the German side and the 8-time German champions. So we'll see what will happen and how well his career will turn out to be, given the fact that he's still, very young and he's even yet to get into his peak. We'll see how all of that will pan out, and we'll be going on a quick break, and when we return back, we'll be having highlights of basketball games that were played in the BAO Basketball African League of 2025 as Rivers Hoopers got kicked out in the quarterfinal stages, and also we'll be having conversations around basketball. That's talked about NBA still. The game 3 have been played between Indiana Pacers and OKC Thunder, where Indiana Pacers lead the series now at 2-1 apiece. We'll be having those conversations and more immediately after this break. Stay with us. Many thanks for joining. Let's get into this angle of the conversation. Let's talk basketball, where Basketball African League is ongoing. Talking about the playoffs now. The playoffs is ongoing in Pretoria, South Africa, as we speak, and we have highlights from the game between Al Hilal of Egypt and also AFS of Morocco. An interesting and intense matchup between these two guys based on the rivalries that they have over the couple of years that this league has started. So this is season 5 and the rivalry is still ongoing, and it was an amazing match between these two great teams. Let's take a quick look at the highlights and we'll be right back to have a little bit of conversation around that before